All right, so I have a client who reached out to me and they want us to do something with their backyard. They're not really exactly sure. They gave me a few rough ideas. They did say they really love camping and they would love it to feel like they're camping when they're out in their backyard. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my polygonal lasso tool and I'm going to kind of select this area that we're going to be working in. There are two other lasso tools. There's a magnetic one and then the free-handed one. I like to use the polygonal lasso for stuff like this where there's straighter lines and it's just a lot easier. So we're going to head, we're going to close that off. We're going to hit delete. Oh, yep, first so I need to unlock the background layer so I can delete it. I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. The next thing I need to do is get rid of this clutter in the background. So I'm going to grab my healing brush, and the way this works, if you're on Mac, you press Option, you select a similar surface that you want to repeat, and then if you see next to kind of where I'm drawing, there's that plus arrow, that shows what you're repeating. So I'm going to try to build out the wall, the grass, and the ground over this trash can as much as I can. It takes some trial and error because you have to kind of pay attention to both brushes at once, and I'm sure I could be doing this a little bit better, but these are just rough estimates, and this gets the point across. And when you zoom out, it's pretty seamless. And so the way I'm getting these straight lines is I'm clicking and then I'm pressing shift and then clicking in the spot where I want the line to be drawn towards. Right there, I'm freehanding it now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller so I can kind of get in this little grass area. I'm going to press Option. And I'm going to start with the ground first, actually. So, yeah, sometimes it's not perfect when you try to do the shift click because sometimes there's not enough room to draw a long enough line that you need. So when that's the case, you kind of just have to keep just restarting over. So like right now I'm just holding it, letting go, holding it, letting go, holding it, letting go. Same deal with above though. When you zoom out, you can't really notice it that much. And I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna end up deleting this bottom area anyways, because it's just the wall and the house that I need to clear up. But just to kind of show you how it works, and then let's see, do I need to do a little bit smaller? I think we'll be okay. So we're gonna draw out the grass over the trash can, and so just a little bit smaller of a brush. And I think this should do it. I just want to be able to get in that corner. Yep, so we're gonna draw it out here. As you can see, I'm kind of running into that same problem again where it's just you don't have enough room to copy, and you kind of just have to keep restarting. Alright, that's pretty good for the trash can there. Now let's get this table out of the picture. So I'm going to do the same thing. First things first though, probably going to grab a bigger brush here. Let's see, I think 35 should do it. So I'm going to hit Option, and yeah, okay, yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, I like that. Okay. I'm gonna change it though. Let's see here. Yeah, because of the shadow. Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna want to change it. So I'm gonna click Option in the shadow and kind of draw out the shadow a little bit more. Okay, it's not perfect. Let's see, kind of smooth it out a little bit. Alright. Yeah, when you zoom out, it's gonna look pretty cohesive. Oh, I'm gonna have to get that shadow out of there too, I guess. Oop. Alright. That should do it for the table. Now for the shadow of the table, we're going to grab a different spot so it doesn't look like just one repeating pattern. Even though it kind of does anyways, but... And I'm sure there might be better ways. You can probably spend a bit more time to really make it look a little bit neater, but when you zoom out, I mean, you can't tell. And let's see, for down here, yeah, I still think the best option is going to be to grab my polygonal lasso tool and then just kind of cut this bottom area out anyways. There's just so much clutter and not really a good surface to work with, and well, we're going to be taking it out anyways for the actual job, so just go ahead, we'll press delete to get rid of that, Control D to deselect. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to need to do is to get this this decking off of the side of the wall as well. So let's zoom back in, grab the healing brush. Gonna have to make it a little bit bigger here. Oh, you know what? I need to change it for the shadow. Okay, so we're gonna press Option, get it in the shadow. So now we're repeating the wall in the shadow, and that's not perfect. Let's see. Sometimes it's tricky. Let's see. No, I don't like that. You can press Control Z to go back. Let's see. Okay, let's grab the shadow again. Okay, that's better. No. You know what? I can live with it. It kind of looks like it might supposed to be there. I don't know. I can live with it though. That's the last thing they're going to be noticing. And then so next, I do want to kind of section off the yard. For this project, my idea was to kind of just make it a little bit more round. I didn't really like this odd shape that was going for whatever reason. I think there was a deck here originally, obviously, and then this is where the stairs were. But we're just going to fill this with grass seed. So I'm going to go back to show what it will look like when the grass is all there. We're going to grab a little bit bigger of a brush here because it's a pretty big area we're working in. I'm going to press Option in the grass and then just kind of paint the grass on, and I mean it's pretty seamless. It's a really awesome tool. This is one of the tools that makes Photoshop worth it over the other editing apps, that's for sure. Oh. Yeah, sometimes it's finicky with the healing brush tool, just because you have to pay attention to both brushes, but we're going to press Control D to deselect, fill in some of the gaps here so it's seamless. Let's see, I'm going to shift click so we can have kind of a straighter line. So I'm just shift clicking through that. Ooh. I'm going to Option select somewhere a little bit further back so that way I can have enough room to select. Okay, then we've got our straight lines there. And so I was thinking as a border for this, since they had mentioned that they really like camping, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to use railroad ties as the border. But before I do that, I just want to kind of finish filling in some of these spots. Just kind of straighten it out a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Just kind of looking everything over once more. I think it looks good here. Oh, you know what?
Did you break?
I totally have this mark out in the top right of the screen here. I'm going to have to fix that real quick. Oop. I guess I did it a while ago. I tried to do the undo control to go back, but I guess I made this mistake a while ago. So we're going to go back to the healing tool, option select some of that greener grass, fill in my little mistake. Can't even tell it happened. Alright, now let's go and we're going to look for railroad ties. Oh, this does not look good. Let's just try railroad tie. Okay, yep, one of these will have to work. The trick is to find something similar enough to the product that you're actually going to be using too, so that way it's pretty accurate to the job. But my clients know, and I put in all my estimates, that some of the materials in these images may not look exactly like how it's going to look in real life. So we're going to use the magic wand tool, select on the white area, which will select all the white, then press delete to delete it, Control T so we can rotate and resize. Okay, I like that. I'm going to press Control T to do it again, enter to size it. Let's see here. Oh, I think I messed that one up. So we're going to click on the layer, Control C, Control V to copy. Okay, no, that's the same one. And then we're going to press Control T to resize it again. Nope, I don't like that. It's kind of weird, the angle of this, but it's going to work. Control V again. And we're going to kind of have to think about the spatial and the depth field going on here, because obviously these planks, if they're all going to keep being the same size, it's going to look a little weird, especially after this one. I mean, it looks a little strange now, but once everything's down, it'll look good. No, I'm definitely going to want that one upside down, I think. Yep, okay. So let's spin that guy back around. It's going to be a little bit smaller too, so it actually, it looks like, because when you're looking at stuff in real life, you know, the further away it is, the smaller it is. Alright, Control T. Let's rotate that guy around 39 degrees. Fits well there. Get a little bit smaller. Sometimes if you can't get it to move exactly where you want, you have to zoom in a little bit more, and it gives you more control of how much you can move everything per pixel. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it just looks kind of odd because of the perception of these. But once we get everything in there, it'll look fine. It's a rough render. And so the other thing I'm going to do is combine all of these guys. Yeah, okay, I do like the way this all looks. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to come down and get our gravel image, because we're going to make this kind of like a gravel fire pit area. And just need to find a gravel image that is clear, HD, and looks like the gravel that I'm going to actually be using. It's not really limestone. Okay, I think this one will work just perfect. So we're going to head back to Photoshop, Control V to copy it. And so the other thing I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to merge all these guys. So I shift clicked them, I clicked merge all, so now I can move the railroad ties as one. And then you're going to want to put the gravel on the top layer. And the reason you're going to want to do that is if it's below, when you copy and paste, it starts hiding under the other layers. So what I'm kind of doing here is just copy and pasting, grouping the layers, and then copy and pasting those bigger layers. So now I've got this kind of base layer here, but what I need to do to keep the perception going is kind of make these second and third layers a little bit smaller, And then I'm thinking we'll probably have like 4 and 5, maybe 6 layers, a little bit smaller above these guys. So I just keep copy and pasting and dragging these guys on top of each other, and it looks strange now, but when you tuck it in, it'll look perfect. Let's see, this should be the last one. Maybe, okay, we'll do one more. And then I'm going to group all of the gravel layers together, merge them, put those down at the bottom. Now it looks like a fine gravel pit. I'm happy with that. I don't see anything poking out where it's not supposed to be. So let's head over here and let's grab our paver fire pit. Now I need to find, it's kind of like that, but it's a stone color though. No. It's kind of like that, but a little bit. There we go. Yeah. It's a little bit different than this one, but it's the same pavers. The one I'm doing just has a nicer rim on top. That's easy to let them know. But so grab the magic wand, click on the white area, delete. But oh, actually it did grab some of the fire pit. So Control Z to go back, and we're gonna turn the tolerance down to 30. And that doesn't seem to be as aggressive. So that grabbed everything we needed to grab. Control D to deselect, Control T to resize. Let's put that guy down. It needs to be a little bit smaller still. Okay. And that seems about, yeah, right there. That seems like good placement to me. And just to add some liveliness to this guy, we're going to grab a flame picture. This looks like a nice bonfire picture here to me. Let's go copy image. We're going to Control V to paste it in here. We're going to grab the magic wand tool to select the black. Right click, hit similar to grab all the other black. We're going to hit Control T to resize it. Actually, no, I kind of like the size. I think what I'm going to do instead is we're going to make it look like the flame is inside. So I'm going to grab the eraser tool. Oh, I need to make that much smaller. There we go. And grab the eraser tool and, oh, nope, too much. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. Especially when it's zoomed out. That's perfect. Okay. I love that. Add some nice color to the picture, some liveliness, some excitement. And so we're also going to be putting in just a bench. They said that they're going to do some other furniture, but for now we're going to include a bench. I'm doing a half log bench. It kind of looks like this one, but a little less. Because I have a picture of the one I'm using, but it won't fit well on this. So I need to find another one. Oh, yeah, it's pretty much just like this one. Okay, so we'll copy and paste this one. Use the magic wand tool to select all the white area, Control D to deselect, Control T to resize. Seems about right. So we're going to put it behind the fire pit, but to do that I have to come down here to the layer tab, move the flame above the bench. Now it looks like the bench is behind the flame and the fire pit. Control T to make it a little bit smaller so it seems like it fits better. And I'm thinking I might want to put a second bench in here just to upsell them on the idea, but I think I'm just going to pass on that for now. So the last thing we're putting in here is string lights, which are going to be hung on these wooden posts. It's going to be a little bit lighter than that. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Too blurry.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yes, this is what we're using. So we're going to paste that into the window here. Use the magic wand tool to deselect everything. We're going to move this guy around so it's 3 posts, 2 on the outside, 1 by the house. I'm going to have to make this guy a little bit smaller to to deal with the perception and make it look like it's really over there. Oops. Let's Control V to make another one, and we're going to have to make this one a little bit bigger, so Control T. That looks right to me. And then let's put the third post back here. Make it a little bit smaller. Alright. Yeah. There we go. Okay. That looks right to me. So let's go grab these string lights, which we're using Hampton Bay string lights. It's a Home Depot brand that they sell there. They're at Lowe's too, I guess. We'll just use the Lowe's image. That's what popped up first. Copy this guy. We're going to paste it in. Use the magic wand tool. After I resize this guy, it's got all the white. Let's hit delete. Control D to deselect. And then I want these string lights to be separate layers, so I'm grabbing the polygonal lasso tool, and I'm going to group this top one by itself. Oop, what am I doing? So let's group this guy together. We're going to right click, layer via cut, which then will let me move it by itself. It's its own unit now. And so we had talked about maybe crisscrossing and doing a couple different lights, but they kind of just wanted just an open V shape with the lights. So let's see, just trying to fit this guy on there to make it look right. That was all with Control T, just resizing and rotating it. Same thing here. Alright, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out here. This is kind of the idea I was trying to get across for the client. This is pretty much exactly what they're asking for. Let me know what you would have done differently, and I'll see you in the next video.